37 here, bringing you Bleach, chapter 558, The Wolf's Heart. So the chapter begins in color where we see Komamura's grandfather saying that he is proud of him, glad that he can finally say his name, and that he represented everything that his clan stand for. And we cut back to the battlefield where we've learned what happened when Dangai Joe slashed at Bambietta. The reishi bombs she unleashed on the sword didn't detonate, so the sword managed to rebound those bombs towards Bambietta, which was why there was an explosion. Now after the explosion, we see something fall down to the ground, and that was Bambietta, whose body looks completely burned up, and it seems like that Komamura has won the battle. Now we see Dangai Joe, who saw the Vandenreich Palace and is heading towards it. Unfortunately, the Dangai Joe Bankai starts to crumble, which means that Komamura's Human Metamorphosis Technique is finally running its course. He's starting to turn back into his wolf form. I thought this chapter was good. The problem is it had some flaws towards it. And the thing is, with Komamura's Human Metamorphosis Technique, it felt like it didn't last very long. I mean, like, how long did it last? Because you have to count the time he got it from after ripping out his own heart to right now, which was like around 2-3 chapters ago, but it could have been a lot longer. So did it last like an hour, a couple of minutes? It's just, we don't know like the time limit towards his Human Metamorphosis Technique. He doesn't want to change back right now because he wants to at least last a little longer so that he can make it to the Vandenreich Palace and take down Juha Bach, which obviously is not going to happen because we all know that the main villain has to fight the main character, of course. Now, we actually do get some like text. I'm not sure if this is from Komamura himself thinking, but I think it's probably from his grandfather. He's saying, let it go, Sanjin. He tells him that the reason why he was driving forward was because of vengeance. Now we see Komamura, not only he was changing back, but he's also bleeding, probably because of that big ass hole in his chest. So like, with the Human Metamorphosis Technique wearing off, does this mean that he's going to die without the heart? Because how can you live without a heart? Now, we get actually a brief little flashback of him talking to Kaname Tosen, you know, before he died, saying that vengeance is futile and that it was a tantamount to throwing one's life away. However, the voice actually questions whether that is a bad thing or not, because the driving force which was behind Komamura's clan has always been about vengeance. And it seems that Komamura was able to embrace the roots. I thought he was going to change back into his old anthropomorphic form. No, he actually changes into a wolf, fox, dog, an animal, an actual animal. Not like in his old form. Which was kind of weird because I wasn't expecting him to change into that. I was expecting him to change into his old self. No, apparently, according to Komamura's grandfather, he said that his life as a human would soon perish, becoming nothing more but a savage beast, only wanting vengeance. He also continues to say that when the time comes, that he'll be able to let his rage out on his clan, to curse their existence and to consume and get lost in vengeance. The reason his grandfather still lived to this day was because he never let go of that rancor. He thanks Sanjin for granting him some respite, and there was a panel of him which I thought he was going to eat Komamura's heart, but it turns out he was licking it for some reason, I don't know. Anyway, Komamura's grandfather said that when the time comes that Komamura will become a voiceless beast, he'll be forever in his debt. So yeah, as I said before, Komamura changes into an actual fox, an actual animal, not in his old anthropomorphic form. So does this mean that he's not gonna talk at all? He's gonna be like his grandfather? Unless there's like a way for him to change back to his old self, that would mean that he'll be an animal for the rest of his life. Meaning that he's not gonna be a captain anymore. So I guess Soul Society might need another replacement for the captain's spot. Again, it kind of sucks that Komamura actually had to go through this and now he changed into this, which is a shame because I liked Komamura even before when he became a werewolf, wolfman, whatever you want to call it. Still, we don't know whether there is a way for him to change back, but if there isn't, he's gonna, I don't know, like, what else is he gonna do once this arc is over? He might stay in Soul Society, or he might go out in the wild or something. he's actually thinking if this was his penance, his new form at the moment. He kind of questioned if this was some sort of punishment for ignoring the advice that he actually gave to Kaname for not heeding his own wisdom. He was actually believing the fact that this was actually a punishment that he had to go through because of what he said about vengeance before, and he totally ignored that. However, we see a foot, and it turns out it was his lieutenant Tetsuzaimon, which begs the question, where the hell was he this whole time? I mean, last time we saw him, he was training outside the cave, and now he's there. What was he doing this whole time? Was he also fighting a Vandenreich member? Was he fighting a Stern Reader? I don't freaking know. We haven't actually seen Tetsuzaimon fight. I think we've seen him fight. I'm not sure. We've seen him fight Ikaku once, but that was like off panel. Hell, we don't even know the name of his Zanpakuto. So anyway, with Tetsuzaimon, he managed to lift up Komamura, and he tells him that he wasn't in the wrong here. He says that they'll take the fight to them, the Stern Reachers, and that they'll beat the living shit out of that Juha Bach for Yamammoto's sake. Now, I'm not really sure if Komamura can now talk like his grandfather did, which, now that I think about it, maybe his grandfather also went through the Human Metamorphosis Technique. He's like the only other member of his clan, and we don't even know a lot about him. We know that he's his grandfather. We don't even know his name, and he looks like a giant dog. So I'm assuming that either he looks like that originally, or since they're a clan of werewolves, or wolfmen, he must have also went through the Human Metamorphosis Technique and he changed into a giant dog. But if that is true, he's able to talk, which would also mean that Komamura might also be able to talk as well. Although what will happen to him afterwards, we still have no idea. So anyway, we cut back to Bambietta, and it seems, of course, she's still alive. No surprise there, because, I mean, if that is all it takes to beat her, then kind of disappointing for her. And I'm assuming she survived because, blew the vein. Of course, she's really pissed off that she lost to Shinigami. We see 4 silhouettes, and
aw, poor Bambi-chan. We'll take good care of you. Things aren't as lively when you're not around us, right, guys? Stop. Stop it. Don't do this, Gigi. So...
that was weird. I mean, we finally see Bambietta's posse. Giselle, saying that we'll take care of you and that she's gonna help her somehow. But Bambietta was all freaked out over this. Maybe this this probably has something to do with the Z stands for her ranking. But why was she creeped out over her 4 members of her posse trying to help her? Maybe they might kill her, they might absorb her power, they might turn her into a zombie or something. I don't know. I don't like any of those girls. The other 4, I just don't get them. Why did they leave Bambietta behind? Why did they leave? We don't even know that, and they come back when Bambietta lost. I guess they really are trying to heal her. But I know this probably might not be the end of her. But I will give Komamura the count of this defeat, because he did defeat Bambietta. I'm not counting Toshiro because Kangdu is still alive and BG9 is still alive. Anyway, we cut to the sky where we see 2 things falling down, and it turns out to be Rukia and Renji, who are wearing the same outfits that Ichigo was wearing. And it seems that they're getting close to Soul Society, and that is where the chapter ends. So, yeah, that is Bleach chapter 558. What did I think? I thought the chapter was good. It was kind of cool seeing the Shinigami for once beating a Stern Reacher, at least in this invasion at the moment. I'm not counting Kangdu. I'm not counting BG9 because they're still alive. However, Bambietta is still alive, but it looks like she's taken down at the moment. At least not until Giselle or Gigi, whatever her name is, heals her or helps her somehow. I thought the chapter was okay. There's still some flaws with this fight. The fact that Shinji got taken down so easily, just like that, it was completely disappointing because he just came back as a captain ever since this time skip, and he's gonna fight a Stern Reacher, and he lost. He's burnt up. He didn't even use his Bankai. He didn't use his visored abilities. He just lost. And also from the previous two chapters, what the hell was the point of having Hinamori there if she wasn't going to do anything at all? Maybe she'll try to heal Shinji. I don't know, but there was actually no point of her character being there because she didn't do anything. And the whole human metamorphosis technique, I thought it was cool, and I did like Komamura's human man-wolf form, but the weird thing is, I wasn't expecting him to turn into a complete dog, fox, animal. I wasn't expecting him to change into that. I thought he was going to change into his old form. I guess not. I don't know how do I feel about his way of going out like this. The thing is, he was questioning whether all of this was futile because maybe he shouldn't have done this, and if this was worth the sacrifice. I don't know, like, how long that human metamorphosis technique lasted, because if this thing was temporary, if he wanted to avenge Yamammoto, then maybe he should have went after Juha Bach in the first place. I mean, the first thing he did was go after Bambietta, and Bambietta stole his Bankai. Yeah, sure, but Yamammoto was the one that killed your captain, your head captain, so you'd think that because this is temporary, he would go after Juha Bach instead of Bambietta first, but I guess because he went after Bambietta was because she stole his Bankai, but he got it back. I guess it was because of payback for what she did earlier. But yeah, but I still thought the fight was good, even though it did had some, like, flaws. Now, Rukia and Renji coming back to Soul Society, it seems like they left before Ichigo left the Soul Palace. And am I, like, excited to see Rukia and Renji back? I'm okay with it. I'm not, like, excited, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The thing is, I mean, with Rukia, the problem is if I have her. I don't hate her. I like her, actually. The problem is, when she came back in the time skip, she was Lieutenant of Squad 13. She got her first fight ever since the time skip, and she freaking lost. To Rukia, of all people. Freaking Rukia of the Fullbringers. I mean, look at the Fullbringer arc. Ikkaku won his fight. Byakuya won his fight. Toshiro won his fight. Even freaking Renji won in his fight. Rukia lost in her fight. And this is the first time we've seen her as a lieutenant. A freaking citizen officer won in his fight. A lieutenant lost to Rukia. And even with the Stern Reachers invading Soul Society the first time, the Vandenreich, she fought against an unknown Quincy and she got taken down off panel. She was promoted to lieutenant. You'd think she would have gotten a lot stronger. But maybe, just maybe, she's now a lot stronger and she'll probably take down a Stern Reacher. I actually want that. I want her to win a fight for once ever since this time skip started, ever since she came back. Just one win for her, please, Tite, come on. Also with Renji, well, I say that he might either fight against Asnot or maybe demasculate the luchador Quincy for payback. So I guess in next week's chapter, we might either see more of Renji and Rukia arriving in Soul Society and probably fighting, having their own matches against Stern Reachers. Not sure who Rukia is going to fight, but for Renji, I'd say either Asnot or Mask de Masculine. Well, either that, or we'll probably cut to some of the other fights that are going on. So yeah, overall I thought the chapter was good, but it had some flaws in it. But it was still a good chapter nonetheless. Tell me guys, what do you think about this chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? So what do you think of Komamura's end? What do you think will happen to him now that he is an animal? Just let me know on Google Plus or in the comments section if you can. And be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe for more videos. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google Plus. Yeah, so that is Bleach chapter 558. I'm Bam27, and I will see you guys later. Bye.